All right, our last video for this section. As promised, the solution for the UCHI for the parallel and perpendicular lines is when you took this first equation and wrote it into slope-intercept form, you should have ended it up with y equals 4x minus 2. And when you put the second equation into slope-intercept form, you should have ended up with y equals 1/4 x plus 2. Now, when we compare these two slopes of 4x and 1/4 x, well, we can write 4 over 1 to make it a fraction. And as you can see, they are reciprocals. We do flip them, but they do not come up with the negative portion of the perpendicular definition. It needs to be negative reciprocal. So they're not the same, they're not parallel, they're not negative reciprocals, so they must be neither. All right. The last thing we need to talk about is that slope also gives the average rate of change in a situation. Okay, we're either increasing, it's the average rate of change, we're increasing or decreasing, as we saw with our lines. So in this word problem, we have two values they're telling us, 2 time points. In 2000, 942.5 million CDs were sold in the United States. In 2006, 614.9 million CDs were sold. Okay. Obviously, the amount of CDs is going down because it's not as popular anymore. People aren't using CDs as much. So we need to find the average rate of change. Since we know the numbers went down, we're hoping our rate of change ends up being negative because that shows us it's going down. So we have 2 points here. We have 2,000 and 942.5. That's our first set of ordered pairs. In 2000, we had this many CDs. And we have another point. In 2006, they told us we had this many points. So here's like our x1, y1, and our x2, y2. So we can use our slope formula to find out the rate of change, how much this is decreasing as we go from 2000 to 2006. So we start with our y2, which is 614.9, minus our y1, 942.5, over x2, 2006, minus 2000, span of 6 years on the bottom. So if you plug that into your calculator, you should end up with negative 327.6 on the top and a 6 on the bottom. Good, we're getting our negative in here because we know the number of CDs went down. And if you plug that into your calculator, you're going to end up with a rate of negative 54.6. So the average rate of change per year is negative 54.6 million. Remember, we were talking about CDs in millions of CDs per year. That's our average rate of change. So you could easily graph these 2 points and see how the CD sales changed over the years in the form of a line as well.